Hi there, my name's Stephen Johnson from Stephen Johnson Photography, and today we have another of our TRG Membership Bio Interviews. Today in the studio I've got one of our brand new members, Mr. Sam Wyte, and I'll leave it to him to say what he does and how long he's been doing it. So Sam, just for the record, can you please state your name, what it is you do, and the name of your company, please?
Yeah, so my name is Samuel Wyte. My company is Sam Wyte Builders Limited, and what we do, loft conversions, extensions, and whole house renovation.
So basically anything to do with building, you can handle it from small to large?
Yeah, pretty much. If somebody just wants a whole knock through to make a between two rooms, take the whole wall out to incorporate the two rooms, or refurbish the whole place.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, how long have you been in business, Sam?
I'm in business, building business for the last started 2010, so I guess that's 11 years now. Yes. It could be 2010. I was working for the council as an estate warden, doing nighttime shifts from 4 till midnight, building my business up, doing painting and decorating during the day, until I was able to sack the council and go full-time in my building business. And about 3 years ago I went limited with the building.
Perfect. And what got you into building business in the first place? Because I think you're from Montserrat. When you left when the volcano happened, didn't you?
Yes, I'm from Montserrat, and I came in 1995. I used to work for London Electricity as a meter reader. Went into business doing sales. That didn't work out. Went back to London Electricity and wasn't making the same amount of money I was making. I had 2 young children. So I looked for
a wife. Don't forget the wife.
And a wife, yes. So I went to look for jobs. So I found 2 jobs in the Evening Standard. One was to work with Sky, installing Sky dishes, and one was with the council. Now I started the training with Sky, and then I had a call in the same week I started the training from the council to say I was also successful. Now what I didn't know, it would take me 3 months from the time the council say you're successful until they actually employ you. So I quit my Sky training, and so I had 2 jobs and I had none. So then I looked in the Evening Standard, so painting and decorating, painters and decorators wanted on price. So I got that job, and I started up with that company. I painted and decorated for them for quite a few years. And then within that same company called Roots Contractors, years later, after working with the council, I went back and started out as a site supervisor. And that's where I gained my knowledge of the building industry here. I mean, prior to that, I did some painting in New York, Long Island, where I lived, and I built log cabins in Canada.
Should have stayed in one of the log cabins in Canada. That sounds wonderful. Sounds wonderful. What do you feel is your USP, Sam?
My USP, my international experience. Yeah. So working in Montserrat, where it's slightly done differently, the building, even though it's the same. In Montserrat, we don't use insulations, and we don't have to insulate anything. It's hot all year round. In Canada, the log cabins, we have to insulate them, but in a different way. So, for instance, you got the dovetail. You have to make a little slit along the bottom, and then the dovetail. Yeah, that's correct. Dovetail is the one we have to chink like a boat between so you pack your insulation, and then the Scandi is a different one. It's the round log that you have to kind of scribe.
That's like the traditional log that we know, is it?
Yeah. So you scribe along the bottom. You put a hole in it, kind of, and then you pack that with insulation before you and then coming here, working here. So I think my international experience of building sort of differentiates me or separate me from most of the other builders.
Cool. This is a little bit of a redundant question, because the question is, how long have you been a member of TRG? So I'll rephrase it slightly. You've only just joined. How do you feel TRG is working for you, and how would you like it to work for you in the future?
Well, as a recent member, I do like TRG very much because of the variety, or different, I shouldn't say variety, but the different categories of people. And for what I do, I can see it be very beneficial for myself. And also because I'm looking to stop working in London, like West London, over the river, having a...
Because you're based in Sutton, in Surrey, aren't you?
I am based in Sutton, yes. So having a sales team, if you like to call it that way,
But that's exactly what we are.
on this side of town, would get me work in the areas that I'm looking to work.
Absolutely.
And at the same time, I can bring to the group, referrals for pretty much all of the members.
Yeah, I mean, you've been a very active member since you've joined, which is great. What do you feel is your perfect customer, Sam? I know you're going to say anyone, but what is your favoured kind of work?
My favorite kind of work is somebody who knows a bit about what they want. So, for instance, you might get somebody who says, "Oh yeah, I want to do an extension." What would you do with the extension? What would you like to use it for? And some people say, "Well, I don't know. I mean, we just want to have some extra space, and maybe we might decide later." That's all good. But if I get somebody that says, "Okay, I want to do an extension, but I want to put a kitchen in it," then you can work with that person because you both have something to work to. Because you know what they want and they have an idea what they want.
Sure.
Then you can then speak to an architect who can then do some designs, maybe a kitchen supplier person who can then do some designs, and you've got something you can put some on paper and you can work to it.
And you introduced an architect to the group a couple of weeks ago, and it looks like he might join. And of course we've got plumber and kitchen fitter and all that kind of stuff, so work will go around in the group, and that's the way TRG works.
Yes.
It's an amazing little group. Now a little bit of personal stuff, if we may, please, Sam. What is your personal status? Family status? Married? Still happy? Kids? Dogs? Pets? Hobbies?
Separated.
Yeah.
2 grown-up children, Corey and Jaden, who are both employees of my company.
Excellent.
One's 23 and one is 18. So no, it'll be 5 years apart. So
You've still got a teenager then?
Yes. I think you would disagree, but yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, he'll be 19 this year.
Yeah.
And the older one will be 24, I guess. Yeah, so yeah. Yeah. I do have a partner, Joan, who, but yeah.
Excellent. Cool. Tell us something about yourself that most people wouldn't know.
Most people would not know that I fell off a boat in the middle of the ocean about 30 years ago. 20-foot waves.
Oh, wow.
And I was very fortunate that someone saw me go overboard. They actually came back and got me.
Oh, wow. So you nearly weren't. You've got something very in common with Peter Killick, our IT, because he was rescued by the lifeboat station. It was all in the papers and everything when it happened to him, so that's an interesting one.
Yeah.
What do you like to do in your spare time, Sam, if you get any?
Play tennis, go for walks.
Yeah.
I do some running, because I used to do long distance running. I used to compete as a long distance, 10Ks, 5Ks,
All right.
15Ks, half marathons.
I was an endurance sprinter. I was a 400-metre hurdler in my time, so
Yeah.
long distance is too much like hard work.
Yeah, and play music.
Okay.
Yeah.
What instruments do you play?
I play the drums.
Yeah.
I play percussions. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
And do you know there's a song "Feeling Hot, Hot, Hot"?
Yes.
By the Mighty Arrow.
I won't sing it.
Yeah, right. He is from my island.
All right.
And I actually played in concert with him.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, playing on the percussions. I used to play for the national folk group.
Now, one of my favourite things that I know about you that you said to us in a meeting ages ago is that I think you're the only person I know that doesn't own a television.
No.
Amazing. Good for you.
No.
Good for you.
No, so because instead of watching telly, I think I should do something better with my brain. It's like either relax or learn something.
Yeah.
So right now I'm learning to play the flute.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
yeah, it's a bit different from the drums.
Yes, I've got lessons tonight actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Why should someone out there hire you specifically as opposed to any other builder? Because as you know, there are a lot of them out there, but why should someone come to you?
Because I always finish the job. So if I start a job, no matter what, I will finish the job. And I really haven't had too many bad experiences with customers, but we turn up when we say we're going to turn up. We do exactly what we say.
That's unusual for a builder.
We do exactly what we say we're going to do.
Yeah.
And if there's any extras and stuff like that, I always speak with the client before we carry the work out. Communication.
Yeah.
So at the end of it, it should be pretty much straightforward.
No surprises.
Yeah.
That's fascinating, Sam. Thanks very much. What's the best advice you can give anyone who is looking to hire a builder like yourself?
So best advice for any customer is to have a good idea of what they exactly want. Speak to the right people, because also if you want to do an extension, speak to an architect up front. Find out if you need a structural engineer, if you need planning, if you always need building regs, and especially like with also if you got trees or something around, so have a good idea of what you're getting into before you decide to go for it, and then get a very, very detailed quotation of what you're going to spend before you get started.
Absolutely. And obviously people hire builders because they can't do it themselves. You'll lead them through all of that very carefully.
Definitely.
And you can recommend architects if necessary, and we've got amazing surveyor in our group anyway, and all that kind of stuff. And of course, if you need a photographer, I'm there. Just thought I'd throw that on. Yeah, so it's just a matter of preparation and listening to your advice. Is that it, really?
Yeah,
Perfect. Okay, you don't need to answer this question in detail, because at the end of this video I will put a slide up with all of Sam's contact details. But how is the best way to contact you? What's your preferred method of first contact?
Phone call.
Simple phone call.
Simple phone call.
But I'm sure you wouldn't turn away an email or a text
email or phone call, I think, is the best. Yeah. Text is, to me, if somebody sends me a text, it's not important. So text probably as a last resort.
One of the old rules is if you don't know who a text is from, don't look at it.
Yeah, text is the last resort. So phone call. Okay, if somebody call me, I can speak to them. I can explain to someone in 2 seconds what it'll take me. I don't know how long to write a text, and still you might not be communicating what you exactly want to say.
Sure. Perfect. Thank you very much, Sam. That is you.
Thank you.